All right, so last argument. This is one that I think really goes to the heart of the matter. It's an argument about hope. You know, I talk about hope a lot in my campaigns, and understandably so, because the odds of me standing here today are very slim. You know, I was born to a teenage mom. My dad left when I was 2. So I was raised by a single mother and my grandparents, and they didn't have money and they didn't have fame and fortune. They gave me love, they gave me an education, and they gave me hope. That's what they gave me. So I talk about hope. I talk about, we've got hope on our signs. We at the Democratic Convention in 2004, we talked about hope. I wrote a book called The Audacity of Hope. But I noticed lately Senator Clinton and others have been criticizing me. This is part of the argument about talking and not doing. Been criticizing me for talking about hope, implying that somehow, oh, he's so naive. He's not realistic. He needs a reality check. He's peddling in false hopes. He's a hope monger. Actually, I made up the hope monger one. The implication is that somehow if you talk about hope or you inspire hope, then somehow you must have your head up in the clouds. You must not be serious about the nitty-gritty, hard, difficult task of governing. That somehow you are peddling something that is delusional. Well, you know what? That's not what hope is. Hope is not blind optimism. Hope is not being ignorant of the challenges and the roadblocks and the hurdles that stand between us and our dreams. I know how hard it will be to provide health care to every American. If it was easy, it would have already been done. I know how hard it will be to craft an energy policy that works. ExxonMobil made $11 billion last quarter. They will not give up their profits easily. I know how hard it is to bring good-paying jobs back to Youngstown, because the globe is spinning quickly. The economy is changing. Technology has made it more and more competitive everywhere in the world. I know how hard it's going to be. I know how hard it will be to alleviate poverty and to improve our schools. I know because I fought on the streets as an organizer. I have fought in the courts as a civil rights attorney on behalf of those who had been denied justice. I have fought in the legislature, and I have won some battles, but I've lost some too, because good intentions were not enough when not fortified with political power and political will. I know how easily it is for politicians to distract the American people and to turn the American people on each other, to use immigrants or gay people as scapegoats or excuses for us not working together. So I know how hard change is, but I also know this, that nothing worthwhile in this country has ever happened except somebody, somewhere, was willing to hope. That's how this nation was founded. A group of patriots declaring independence against the mighty British Empire. Nobody gave them a chance, but they had hope. That's how slaves and abolitionists resisted that wicked system, and how a new president charted a course to ensure we would not remain half slave and half free. That's how the greatest generation, my grandfather fighting in Patton's army in World War II, my grandmother staying behind with a baby working on a bomber assembly line, that's how that greatest generation defeated Hitler and lifted itself up out of a Great Depression. That's how pioneers traveled west. That's how immigrants came from distant shores. That's how women won the right to vote. That's how workers won the right to organize. That's how young people traveled south and marched and sat in, and some went to jail, and some were beaten, and some died for freedom's cause. That's what hope is. That's what hope is. So don't tell me about false hopes. That's what hope is. Hope means imagining and then fighting for, and then working for what did not seem possible before. And that's the opportunity that we have right now, Youngstown. That's our chance. You know, there is a moment in the life of every generation where that spirit has to come through, where we shed the fear and the doubt, where we decide we're not going to settle for what the cynics tell us we have to accept, but we instead reach for what is possible. Where we decide the world as it is isn't good enough, and we're going to create the world as it could be. Where we decide that our children deserve the same chances somebody gave us, and that we're going to keep the dream alive for those who still hunger for opportunity and still thirst for justice. That moment where we all join arm in arm and decide we're going to remake this country, and it's going to be hard and it's going to require sacrifice, but we decide it's worth it, and we start building block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, county by county, state by state. Youngstown, this is our moment. This is our time. And if you stand with me, and if you vote for me on March 4th, I promise you, we won't just win Ohio, we will win this nomination, we will win the general election, and you and I together, we will change this country, and we will change the world. Thank you, everybody. God bless you.